is Celtic against Leipzig. It's live here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland, where online at bbc.co.uk you can hear commentary of Dundee United against Hibernian. But right here on the radio and in the company of Peter Grant, John Collins and Rob McLean, it is Celtic against Leipzig, live from Celtic Park.
Cheers, Richard. We've heard that anthem a million times and it still sends shivers up your spine. Celtic rubbing shoulders with the European elite. It's a learning exercise, but you have to learn quickly. But plenty of evidence in the first 3 match days that Celtic can operate at this level. It's been bits of games in which they've excelled so far. That first half against Real Madrid, 1 point back from Warsaw against Shakhtar, that could have been and should have been all 3, and the equaliser last week in Leipzig that was followed by the German side scoring another couple and claiming all 3 points for themselves. It all leaves Celtic on just 1 solitary point. They need the complete performance. Dundee United a goal up against Hibs in the Scottish Premiership as we keep tabs on everything else. But before we get going tonight, there will be a minute's silence in memory of the victims of the Donegal petrol station explosion, those 10 people who tragically lost their lives.
Celtic Football Club offers its heartfelt prayers and condolences following the recent tragedy in Keitslar, County Donegal, which sadly took the lives of 10 people. Our thoughts are very much with all those families affected and the wider local community. We will now observe a period of silence in memory of those we have lost.
As you'd expect inside Celtic Park, an impeccably observed minute's silence. What a noise. No Callum McGregor, no Jota. Arguably Celtic's 2 most influential players. So is Ange Postecoglou going to shore things up? No chance. Is he right? Is he reckless? We're about to find out as Celtic kick off against RB Leipzig, looking to do the double against Celtic, having won on their home patch last week. Underway. Group F, match day 4, and Celtic looking for their traditional fast start. And immediately Sead Haksabanovic putting a little bit of pressure on Josko Gvardiol, the 20-year-old Croatian international central defender. The ball goes behind, it goes behind for a goal kick. And the change of goalkeeper, of course, with Janis Blasvich between the sticks. Peter Gulacsi, of course, having been injured last week. Couple of changes for Leipzig, but they still have that frightening front 4. Hatate for Celtic looks to thread one through, does find its way eventually. Haksabanovic, Abada in from the right-hand side. What a chance for the opening goal here. It was Kyogo making the move, and Maeda coming in off the left side and just couldn't get the right sort of contact with his head. It spins wide. Could so easily have been 1-0 Celtic.
Superb delivery from Abada. Excellent into the box. He probably should have hit the target.
Early cross, we spoke about it. They looked vulnerable and he should have scored. Let's not carry ourselves, he should have scored.
Well, they looked all over the shop early on as Celtic pile the pressure on. Leipzig are creaking at the back, and there was a moment after that early chance that possession was coughed up to Kyogo in a very dangerous area, and this is exactly the way Ange Postecoglou wanted things to open up at Celtic Park. Distinctly uncomfortable at the back, Leipzig, as Celtic asked the early questions. Schlager on the ball now in the midfield, the Austrian international. The Mali international, Haidara, alongside him. Plays a pretty hopeful ball forward, way beyond Simicon and through to Joe Hart. Celtic play it out to the Berlin-born Moritz Jens. Up the pitch it goes, Haidara's header goes out on the far side. Celtic making an early statement, John Collins.
Yep, I think it's a typical Celtic start on the front foot, not letting the opposition have easy possession at the back, putting them under pressure, winning the ball back high up. It's been a very good start.
A better touch on the header, and Celtic were celebrating a goal inside the first minute.
Has to score, Rob. There's no getting away from it. He's got in a good position. He's done brilliant to get into the back post, but he has to score, and that's what we're talking about at this level. You don't get many opportunities like that.
Long ball downfield, quick chat. Finds Nkunku. Chelsea bound, activating that release clause. It's somewhere north of £50 million, the transfer. 8 French caps for him already, and there will be more. Celtic pressing again high up the pitch as Leipzig pass it out. Haidara in the midfield. Simicon, the former French under-20 international right back, who spends most of his time up the pitch.
It's interesting, Rob, if you watch the match, he's telling him to go longer. He's telling him to play in behind to use the pace. He was frustrated with an opportunity to get out there, and they're trying to use Nkunku's place. We're playing right up the top.
Orban in possession, the Hungarian international centre-back. Now Guardiol, as Celtic again hunt down the ball. Timo Werner is all the way back, looking to help them out. Schlager plays it left side to Raum. German international left back. Guardiol again, cross field from him to Simicon. Back goes Maeda. Simicon skips forward. In it comes, long cross, headed away, headed behind by Josip Juranovic, and RB Leipzig, having barely got up the pitch, have their first corner.
They showed good composure to get their way up, even though the manager's telling them to go early, and they've got up the pitch. But you can see a slight difference there where Hatate didn't know whether to go press, but she usually just goes because he knows McGregor's behind him. But he held off, and it allowed Haidara to get a wee bit of time on the ball to turn and play forward.
So the first corner kick of the match, left-hand side for the team mid-table in the Bundesliga. In it comes low, lots of pace on it, movement on it. Well out of the danger zone. And Moritz Jens does the defending out wide as Leipzig trying to find a way through, and the challenge of Matt O'Reilly is punished.
It looked like he won the ball there, and with his reaction, I think he did.
Yeah, and it's something we forgot to mention. The referee's very important because it is slightly different when you play in European games, as you know, John. Anything like a tackle like sliding in, 9 times out of 10 they're giving us a free kick, even though we know it's not a free kick.
Dangerous area as well.
The referee is from Turkey. We haven't mentioned him so far. Halil Umut Meler. He decided that was a free kick. It's about 10 yards in from the touchline, right hand side, almost in line with the edge of the penalty box. Soboslai is one of the contenders to play this in. It is Soboslai's delivery, which is met at the near post, goes behind. Goal kick, Celtic. No great danger at all from that set piece.
I'm glad that he never headed it that well, but I'm glad he got a touch on it, because it's Greg Taylor against Willie Orban, and that's definitely not a mix you want in there.
It's not a fair contest, that one, is it?
No, absolutely.
Forward goes Hatate, throw in on the far side. Hatate crossfield looking for Abada, doesn't find him though. David Raum intercepting for Leipzig. Now Hidara to Andres Silva, left-hand side. Werner outside, but it's Silva with the back heel. Now Werner just outside the box. Schlager. Raum's cross, it's a good delivery. Oh. Moritz Jens was there at the back post as Celtic survived a big scare. It was a great ball in from Raum, and as Celtic looked to counter and get down the pitch, Haksabanovic swerves his ball, a long ball out of play for the throw.
Got to try and get a hold of the ball, Celtic. Last 5 minutes of doing a lot of chasing.
By the way, it was Greg Taylor. What great defending at the back post there. It was unbelievable. He stopped a certain goal with a fantastic ball in.
Back from Guardiol to Blasvik, who made his European debut when he came off the bench last week, replacing Golacci. Simicon in possession. Schlager for Leipzig in the centre circle. Werner clips one out wide. Kept in by Nkunku. Fired in field. Werner is there. It's quick and it's slick from Leipzig. Finally, it's Hatate who intercepts, but as he tries to get a pass away, he hands possession straight back to the German team. Haidara flicked on first time by Soboslai. Celtic defend it well enough, but they just can't keep the ball at the moment. On the halfway line with Josko Gvardiol stepping forward. Haksabanovic tried to go with him. Gvardiol gets it back from Raum, swings the ball into the middle. Hatate is there protecting in front of the back line. Hooked downfield. Schlager under pressure from Kyogo. The ball goes out, will be a Leipzig throw, midway inside their own half. Good pressure from Celtic's top scorer.
Magnificent present from Kyogo.
That's what you've got to do. And as you say, a small thing like that gets the supporters on your side. I'm a bit concerned about Hatate. The ball goes by him and he doesn't recover well. Mattarelli goes across, and that allows Werner to be standing himself, and that is a concern. Yeah. We've got to be very, very careful. I know it's not a natural position for him, but he's got to recover much better.
They've struggled on the road this season of Leipzig. Their only away win this season was against a fourth-tier team in the German Cup. They drew with Mainz at the weekend. Schlager threads a pass through. It's good movement up ahead. Soboslai getting involved. Now Raum and Werner and then Nkunku. Right in the middle of the pitch, Haidara. He, the other change apart from goalkeeper, replacing Kevin Campbell. Long diagonal from Gvardiol, a header down towards Andres Silva. Good interception by Greg Taylor, and he gets a pass inside to Moritz Jens. Then Matt O'Reilly. Taylor involved as well as Celtic look to play their way out.
Really superb play by Taylor. He wins the ball, he's under pressure, he doesn't just kick it out the park or up the park. Little trick, keeps possession, plays it inside. Excellent play.
Celtic nil, RB Leipzig nil early on in the Champions League. Up to Kyogo. Tried to turn it around the corner, but he gave it away. Here come Leipzig, moving smoothly between midfield and front. Raum and Nkunku. Left-hand side, central with Soboslai. Back with Gvardiol, and he angles it back out wide again for David Raum, the left back. Fired in low, bouncing off Silva. On the byline, Christopher Nkunku rolls it back to Schlager, turning away from Haksabanovic. In goes Lila Bada with a good challenge, and the last touch was off Schlager. Celtic's throw.
Said it before, Celtic now have to try and get a rest with the ball. 10 minutes they've been chasing it and chasing it, they're getting tired. You can see already that Tati's looking tired.
It's incredible, isn't it? You know, he's got that quality. He just looks that when he's given a couple away, because he's playing, as I say, slightly deeper, he's under more pressure quicker. Now he's just got to get himself back in the game, because we know he has the quality, there is no doubt of that. But even notice the way the balance, one's in front of the other, even though they're two playing side by side. And that's trying to get that balance right, because what they're trying to do is get the two wide players to play inside and push the full-backs really, really high. And that gives you a problem if you've got the quality they have.
12 minutes gone here with BBC Radio Scotland. Celtic 0, RB Leipzig 0. Schlager's pass out to the left-hand side for Raum to get forward again. And wider still in Nkunku. Just coming in off that touchline. Back with Schlager. Floated ball towards Simicon getting forward. And Celtic looking for the free kick, which does come their way. It was Greg Taylor who was bundled over by the tall French fullback. Celtic take the free kick quickly. Carter Vickers to O'Reilly, and then square to Jens. Taylor, 10 times capped by Scotland now, very much trusted by Stevie Clarke, his old manager Kilmarnock. He is again on the ball, left-hand side. Taylor plays it inside the fullback for Maeda to get there, into the middle, deflected, back towards Haksabanovic. Could have got an early shot away on the byline. It's clipped back in and headed away by Schlager. And Werner, in the end, tries to hook it downfield, but it's blocked by Juranovic. Now Haksabanovic to the byline. Abada's cross ball into the middle, chested down by Haidara. Under pressure again, Leipzig. Werner plays it back, Raum down the touchline, out of play, off Leipzig's number 11. It's going to be a Celtic throw. They can keep the heat on here. Down goes Haksabanovic, no free kick. Matt O'Reilly was down as well. Here comes the counter-attack. Here comes the danger. Flooding forward, Nkunku to Werner. Christopher Nkunku inside the penalty box. Left-hand side, clips it in. It's Haidara with a shot, great block. 2 or 3 Celtic players were throwing themselves in front of that shot from the Mali international midfielder. And in the end, it spins back into the gloves of Joe Hart.
He spin back in from an excellent bit of composure from Taylor again. Right in the heart of his defence. He could easily have cleared that hump up the pitch. And a nice little deft header back to the goal with superb play again.
But it came from Celtic having a fantastic chance, and Maeda has got to put a better ball in. He's played the ball behind him, and Kyogo's free. We're talking about him getting in the box and the chances at Kyogo. That was an opportunity. If the ball comes in, a good cross, Kyogo's free in the middle of the box. And that's what we're talking about. He's making great runs.
It could have been a better ball, but it popped up very nicely for Haksabanovic, who could have got a quicker shot away.
Yeah, his touch just let him down.
Schlager, left-hand side, Leipzig into the middle. Werner on the halfway line. Forward it goes, Andres Silva. Back again with the former Chelsea player Werner. Now in Nkunku, right in the middle of the pitch. Glides with the ball. Back to Schlager and Gvardiol on the halfway line.
Both teams are looking puffed out because the games went from side to side.
Orban getting forward. On halfway with Gvardiol. Pressure from Kyogo. Back to Vlasic. Haidara. Orban, now the long diagonal. Wide for Raum. Heads it inside. The knockdown to Werner. Just saw a little gap and darted into it there, the German international. Haidara threads it through. Andre Silva looking for Werner. Great sliding challenge by Cameron Carter-Vickers to stop that getting through. Now it's Taylor.
Carlton Vick
under real pressure from Simicon, but just takes his time before he can get a decent clearance. Some defending from Carter-Vickers, the captain. Schlager to Gvardiol, exchanging passes on the halfway line. On the left is David Raum. They do move the ball around so impressively, do Leipzig. Orban to Simicon.
It's just good players, Rob. They know, they see the space in behind O'Reilly and Hatate. They'll drop into that late on, and it gives you a problem as a defender because you don't know whether to stick or twist. You've either got to come all the way and then you've got the running behind you. So Cardiff Vickers and Jens have done it very well so far.
Nearly 17 breathless minutes in at Celtic Park, 0-0, Celtic and Leipzig. Schlager with the left footer down the line. Carter Vickers tries to get close to Nkunku, easier said than done. The back heel releases Raum to the byline, fired in low, but nobody really in close proximity for Leipzig, and flopping down on it is Joe Hart.
This is a real test for Celtic. They're a good football team. They're using the ball well, they're shifting it quickly, 1 and 2 touch, and they've got that pace at the top of the pitch. And Nkunku looks so sharp with the ball at his feet. He's changing direction.
I think the thing you spoke about in the first, before the game, John, about Celtic's fullbacks getting 2v1s, that's what they're trying to get now, and they're doing it quite well.
Some good passing here from Celtic. Finally it's overhit though from Kyogo. He played it inside Simicon looking for Maeda, but the 3 or 4 passes that went before that were mighty impressive.
Celtic have not changed. They're trying to play the way they do week in, week out. They're playing high. It's just these wee concerns with good players. And you know the good players are going to spot where holes are, where they can pass. They've got the quality on the ball. Like wee situations like this. You know, because they're in control now. Celtic are doing a lot of work without the ball. But they've probably the best 2 chances.
Werner flicks the ball inside and Nkunku tries to get there. Maurice Jens gets there first. And sends the ball long downfield. The Bada was after it, but the ball bounces out for the throw-in. We'll keep you across Shakhtar against Real Madrid, of course, as well in Warsaw, which kicked off at the same time. We're 18.5 minutes in here. Celtic 0, RB Leipzig 0. And it's been a fascinating watch so far. David Raum with a throw-in. Left-hand side, gets it back from Soboslai. Then it's Gvardiol, back to the goalkeeper, takes a touch, and Kyogo was right on top of him, and the clearance comes off Celtic's striker and goes behind for the goal kick.
You're always going to get a chance because they're playing every time out for the back. They've got supreme confidence about little Kyogo, his sharpness.
This is the one, John, now when they're lining up like this, because they're telling Hatate to get right into that area. But you look at the strikers dropped in now, Silva, and it's difficult for centre-halves to come in that far, but they can see that pass, and that allows them to get out that little bit of the quality they have on the ball.
Out to Willie Orban, who played both Europa League games against Celtic 4 years ago. Now with David Raum, Celtic looking to hem in Leipzig. Gvardiol switches it across to Simicon.
Gvardiol's a good football player. His distribution is outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a left foot he's got.
And that's what we talk about, the balance, doesn't it? It allows you that, doesn't it? You can get the switcher plays in, you can play the ball wide when you're first passing. That allows them to get out.
That's good ball winning from Maeda, nicking it off the toes of Werner, but then Celtic lose it. Fired inside, and a good stretch from Matt O'Reilly, sliding to stop the pass, finding one of its targets. There were 3 players threatening at that point. And it's O'Reilly again, forcing the issue in the midfield, releasing Abada down the right side. Juranovic on the overlap, fired in, deflected, back with Abada, keeps possession. Out on the right-hand side, looks to escape the clutches of Schlager. Fired in, looking for Juranovic, cleared by Gvardiol, up towards halfway, and Cameron Carter-Vickers returns it. Bouncing 25 yards out, nobody getting there for Celtic. Comfortable defending for Gvardiol. Played up on the halfway line to Andres Silva. He releases Timo Werner. He's off and running. He is so quick, he's into the box. And it's a great block by Maurice Jens. Just stood his ground.
Brilliant defending. He's held him up, he's forced him one way, made him make a decision, and that was brilliant defending by Maurice.
And that was a threatening moment as Werner sped his way into the penalty box and came up against Maurice Jens, who blocked the effort.
I mean, it's such a challenge for Celtic the way they're working them. They're not used to this on a Saturday afternoon in Scottish football. This team just keeping the ball off them, making them run and chase it. Normally they've got the ball back after 2 or 3 passes, Celtic, but against this quality opposition it's 10, 15 passes.
Sliding in was Hatate trying to win it against Soboslai, but they can't be shaken off the ball at the moment, Leipzig, and they're working it side to side, waiting for the chance to play through Celtic. It's with Orban on the halfway line. And alongside him, the hugely impressive 20-year-old Josko Gvardiol, his left footer, flicked on by Werner towards Raum. Good interception by Leo Abada. And Abada does well to play it off the German fullback for the Celtic throw. Josip Juranovic will take this midway inside Celtic's own half. Just about at the midway point in the first half. Juranovic flings it up towards Kyogo. Lovely touch and turn, spinning away down the right-hand side, sliding in Gvardiol. Celtic have the throw-in. Did well, Kyogo. There wasn't much support for him there.
That was excellent play from him. He took it in well. 2 players either side of him.
But that's what I was saying, John. He stands in that offside position, and then he came towards the ball, and it made it difficult for the defenders. And then he gets away. Then it's just trying to get the support to him as quick as we can.
The throw-in from Juranovic into Abada. Looks to work the 1-2 with Kyogo. What a challenge that was coming from Gvardiol. Not cleared yet, though. Hatate plays it down the side. Taylor into the middle. Leipzig under pressure. Soboslai hooks it clear. Celtic have it back with Hatate. Looks to get it back from O'Reilly. At the edge of the box, Hatate trying to pick his way through. Haksabanovic, O'Reilly, Taylor. Back to Jens. Square to Carter Vickers. Into the feet of Sead Haksabanovic. Celtic keeping the ball. Down the line, left-hand side from Taylor to Maeda. Good little spell this from the home team. And just listen to that reaction when Celtic do get in and around the Leipzig box. Exchanging passes, Carter Vickers and Jens. Taylor, Hatate, left-hand side.
Excellent, real excellent phase of play for Celtic. Knocking the ball about, everybody getting lots of touches, good movement, at the same time making opposition work.
What you have to do, you know, and you've got to take that spell. But as you say, they're moving it sharp, they've had good movement, they've good positional play.
Maeda, left-hand side, fired in towards Kyogo, and it was a stretch for Willie Orban to get in the way of that. He's turned it behind for a Celtic corner.
Top quality football from Celtic.
It's the first sustained time. They maybe put 10, 15 passes together there, and that's very important because they were blown a little bit. Leipzig had a wee bit of grip of the game, but they've got it back. But yet again, Celtic had great opportunities in that final third, and the final ball's not been good enough.
Celtic corner, left-hand side. Haksabanovic in low, bouncing, dangerous, cleared by Gvardiol just a couple of yards out. Lots of hoop shots in there, nobody could get the touch, but it's worked back out wide. Taylor is there, in behind for Haksabanovic to fire one in at the near post, and Blasvik managed to get enough behind that to turn it round the post.
Greg Taylor's been brilliant defensively and going forward. His distribution and his pick out, his passes. The only thing I'd say, the one he passed, I thought he should have shot when he got in the box. That's the only thing I think he's done wrong in this first 20 minutes.
Good time for a goal.
Second corner in quick succession for Celtic from that left-hand side. Haksabanovic plays it in. Well, again, lots of pace on it. Really good delivery. Moritz Jens got his head to it, but he didn't get the contact he was after. He looked for a glancing touch, too much on it, and went over the top.
I think he should have done better.
Yeah, as Rob says, he's right. You're right, Rob. He's got to glance it. I think that's what he's tried to do, but he's hit it full on. But it was a big opportunity because he did get great movement and got free. Encouraging for Celtic that they're creating those sort of chances. The game remains goalless, 25 minutes in on BBC Radio Scotland, and Leipzig get themselves in a right old mess at the back. Raum's pass intended for Gvardiol slips behind, and it's a gift of a corner kick.
Yeah, that's due to quality pressing, 2 of them going together.
Celtic have had big opportunities.
The corner kick taken short, infield from Abada. O'Reilly with a shot, back off the post, back off the crossbar from Taylor. And finally, What an escape that is for Leipzig.
Wow, we don't get much, obviously can't get much closer than that, hitting the post and then hitting the bar. Yeah, again, I think they've got to score.
They deserve a goal. The last 5-7 minutes the play has been outstanding. They deserve a goal.
Hopefully that gives them the belief now they can get a chance, make them go longer. It's interesting, they're going longer now. It's the first time they've done that.
Twice off the frame of the goal. How unlucky that Celtic aren't in front here. What a hit from O'Reilly. It was lasered in at the base of the post. And then the follow-up from Taylor back off the bar. Reasons to be optimistic, reasons to believe for Celtic. Certainly plenty of class and quality on show already from Leipzig, but the home team have shown they can unsettle this German team and could so easily be in front. Jens to Hatate, halfway line. This game has been played at some tempo. Infield from Taylor to O'Reilly. Hatate there as well. He rolls it back to keep possession of the ball. Jens to Carter Vickers and switched right across to Juranovic. Carter Vickers wearing the captain's armband in the absence of McGregor. No Jota either, but no shortage of exhilarating attacking play from Celtic here. Lovely touch on the ball and change of pace from Juranovic. Down the side he goes, away from Schlager, infield towards Haksabanovic, turns 25 yards out, clips it in! Kyogo should have been scoring. He's headed over the top. Another chance for Celtic to go in front.
Superb play from Haksabanovic. Tarrant, beautiful, lifted his head, seen Kyogo in the middle of the pitch, delivered a beautiful cross. He's got to score.
Oh, absolutely. Juranovic has done brilliant. He started it all. We've been positive, running away from Werner. But yet again, this is we're talking about the big game players producing the big moments. They have to score the opportunities. If that's at the other end, I think it's a goal. The qualities in Cuckoo and that. And that's, you can't keep making as many chances as they have done and not take them. Because that, at this level, you do get punished for it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a miss, isn't it, by Kyogo? It's not as if he's had a jump for the header. He's just had to put it wherever he wanted to put it, and sadly, it was a foot over the top.
Absolutely. massive opportunity. But Celtic have played really, really well in this period. But they've created chances yet again. They've been positive. I think when they've gotten to the final third, they should have done better on a couple of occasions. But other opportunities, they should be scoring. Maeda's has got to score. Kyogo's got to score. And you would even say Moritz Jens, because he gets that free in the box for the set play. He should score.
3 headers that should have ended up in the back of the net, arguably, and 2 efforts off the frame of the goal for Celtic so far. And despite the attacking prowess that Leipzig have, and we might be about to witness it again, but Jens is tracking the movement of Silva. Really good defending, really classy play from the German against the team from his homeland. O'Reilly angles a pass across to Abada, right hand side. Ahead of him was Haksabanovic, but the pass behind him, and that allowed Vardiol to intercept, and now Werner on the move. But the pressure again from Celtic pays off as Leipzig's number 11 gives it away. Celtic back on the ball with Juranovic.
Once again, good pressing. Disappointing giving the ball away, but the most important is the reaction. Can you win it back quick? Again, Juranovic, excellent.
Juranovic gets it back from O'Reilly, then he sets off infield. Werner tries to stick with him, but it's Jens to Taylor as Celtic work it down the left-hand side. Maeda now, infield to Hatate. Under pressure, Hatate gives it away. Werner intercepting. And now Schlager tries to control a bouncing ball in the middle of the pitch to Nkunku. I haven't mentioned him for quite some time. They haven't been in those attacking areas, Leipzig, for quite some time. It's been all about Celtic. A really good spell, and the disappointment is that it hasn't been rewarded with a goal. Blasvik under pressure from Kyogo, was looking for a long time to play that out to Orban. Celtic snapping into the challenges all over the pitch. O'Reilly unlucky not to win the ball close to halfway.
I think the two Celtic fullbacks have been excellent, Rob. You know, they've started everything, even whether it's attacking or defending. I think they've done that really, really well.
David Raum on the attack, left-hand side of the penalty box. Good block by one of the players that Peter was talking about, Josip Juranovic there. Breaking up the attack. Celtic have it with Greg Taylor on the other side. Jens to Carter Vickers. And now Juranovic. Of course, it was his part clearance, part pinpoint pass that found Haksabanovic in Warsaw ahead of Rio Hatate scoring Celtic's goal. In that game, it finished 1-1. And that is Celtic's solitary point so far. Can they get all three tonight? Hart to Carter Vickers, just outside the box. Patient play. Now out with Jens on the other side. Forward to Haksabanovic, the Montenegrin international. Played up to Maeda, laid off to Taylor. Given away by O'Reilly, and then he was doing his damnedest to get it back into the challenge with Simicon. The ball goes out on the far side for a throw. 33 minutes played. Celtic 0, RB Leipzig 0.
They've done it well, Rob, but it's when they've got possession of the ball at the back, Hatate moves on and Narelli sits himself, and it gives Leipzig a bit of a problem because they can't pick up Haksabanovic either, so they drop off and it allows Matt to be standing himself. If we could just get the ball to him quicker, then there'd be an opportunity.
You can see the effect that Celtic's performance here has had on Leipzig, who opened up with great confidence, pinging the ball around the pitch, great passing movement, but Celtic in their faces constantly as Orban plays it to Simicon. Inside for Schlager to make the driving run forward. He's caught by the Hatate challenge on halfway. Free kick.
It looks to me like he won the ball. What do you think? Hatate get the ball?
Yes, as I said to you, John, referees in Europe, you go to ground, it's very, very difficult.
A shocking decision.
But that's the problem you have. He's not got great pace, and he's got to be very, very careful, his type of player now playing in the area he's playing in the pitch now. Because if he goes to ground again and mistimes that tackle, that's your player down, and then it becomes really, really difficult. I mean, that's a blow him getting booked as early.
Shocking refereeing. There hasn't been a tackle in the game.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
He took so long to get the card out as well. It didn't look as if he was going to book Hatate.
Poor decision.
Orban at the back for RB Leipzig. Gets it back from Blasvik, the goalkeeper, into the central area. Timo Werner likely to pop up just about anywhere on the pitch. 101 goals for Leipzig, the former Chelsea player, 2 years at Stamford Bridge. Raum to Schlager. Werner again linking it together. Orban, and out on the right hand side Simicon, who scored against Shakhtar Matchday 1. Shakhtar responded with 4 of their own. Simicon again with a pass in behind Jens for Werner, right hand side into Silva, Andres Silva. Timo Werner again. Simicon heading for the byline, and good defending again from Greg Taylor. Watchful, concentrated, has to be.
Listen, we can say about Celtic's missed chances, but that gives Leipzig a little bit of hope, because they know they've been out the game, or they could have been out the game, you know, but it gives them hope that the fact that Celtic have missed so many chances.
What a ball from Gavardio, that left foot again, a diagonal that drops at the feet of Simicon. Ahead of him is Werner, right hand side for Leipzig. Haidara, Andre Silva, and Nkunku right side of the penalty box. Carter Vickers tries to get close. Simicon floats across beyond the back post. Raum gets it down. Abada stopping the cross. It's played back out. Soboslai and Schlager. Celtic keeping their discipline, keeping their shape, out of possession. Haksabanovic tries to get to Orban. Maeda against Simicon. It's good pressurising again from Celtic, and in the end all the way back to goalkeeper Blasviv. Gvardiol to Raum. It was a stretch to keep it in for the fullback. Now Werner on the halfway line. Haidara nicked off his toes by Kyogo, and now Celtic can get forward, and the hoop shirts are flooding forward. Kyogo looking to escape the clutches of the Mali international. Celtic working it down the left-hand side. Greg Taylor's cross ball might have had a look, might have taken a moment, maybe a little bit quick. Only Abada was inside the penalty box. Simicon in possession. Schlager in the midfield ahead of him. Soboslai. There's room here to operate and to drive forward. Leipzig's number 17 now to Werner, left side of the box. Raum clips it beyond the back post, and it's going to end up going out for a throw in far side.
But that's what you've got to be careful, Robin. We say that they've got that quality, that pace. Celtic have defended it well, have got enough bodies back, but these are the moments when you've not taken your chances. All of a sudden they're on the back of you, and that's the difference we talk about prior to the match, that these teams hurt you as soon as you give possession away or sloppily, and they get the 2v1 and they're very, very direct. They don't think twice, they're already asking questions of you.
7 minutes away from half-time. It's difficult to look at the watch because you don't really want to take your eyes off the game. Here goes Celtic with Abada on the attack, right-hand side, looking to go in and then out, but Raum stops him with a well-timed challenge. And now Timo Werner, good interception. Matt O'Reilly. Haksabanovic looking for the forward pass, then he spins back. Celtic have a player down. It's Liel Abada just outside the penalty box. We can take a breath at this point.
He looks as if he's struggling, Rob. I think the tackle, right away he's held his knee. Right away.
Well, what a 38 minutes has been. Just non-stop action.
That's the first time we're able to look at the clock.
Yeah. It seems to have gone from 10 to 38.
Absolutely, absolutely. But as you say, Celtic have had big chances, big opportunities. Even the ones they've missed, as we've spoke about, I think there's been better opportunities when they've got into the final third and the final ball's not been good off, which would have created more chances. As I say, you've always got to be wary. We've had some great defending with Greg Taylor at the back post, Moritz Jens, Carter Vickers, all getting big blocks in. You know, so it's been really end-to-end, and we say Leipzig started the game very well, and Celtic have grown into it very, very well and created a lot of good chances.
We said before the game the Celtic would get at them down in the wide areas. Can they get to the byline? How many times have Celtic got in good positions behind their back four, looking for cutbacks onto midfielders coming in, just a cutback? The final pass just hasn't been, what I would say, perfect. It's been decent but not perfect.
I always think, John, as a defender, if I'm facing one goal, I'm not looking, I just put it across the line of them. I think so many times the ball's cut back now, and me as a midfield player, that's where your area you're supposed to be anyway, and you're supposed to be doing your job there. I think it's always difficult for centre backs who are right in front of their own goal. They've got to make it, they've no decision to make, they've got to clear it, and that could end up putting the ball in the back of net, and I think we've been trying to be too precise when we've got in there.
But the positive is how many times.
Absolutely,
I mean, 5, 6, 7 times we've got there against good quality opposition, but they're vulnerable. In the full-back areas, we can get behind them.
Well, mixed messages, Kerdine, down there, because Abada is trotting back towards the halfway line, but at the same time James Forrest seems to be getting himself ready.
Yeah, it looks like Abada was saying that he couldn't continue, so James Forrest is stripped or getting stripped in the dugout. That is the ready-made replacement should Liel Abada not be able to continue. At the moment he's limping heavily, but he's back on the park. Yeah,
he's given it a try, isn't he, the Israeli, to see if he's going to be able to continue. He's just turned 21, Liel Abada. What a talent, and how his price tag will have shot up since Celtic.
Oh, he's wanting to come off, Rob. He's wanting to come off.
He's hopping around at the moment.
Oh, he's told them, he's given no signal. Get me off.
As the ball goes back to Joe Hart.
That's a blow because it gives you lots of energy, gives you legs offensively and defensively.
Well, they gave it a go, and pretty early on it was clear that he is going to be unable to continue, Kerry.
Yeah, James Forrest is coming on, and funnily enough, Ange Postecoglou yesterday in the pre-match press conference was talking up James Forrest, saying he's the man for the big occasion, he will have no problem putting him on. Well, he is coming on, and we're at, what, 41, 42 minutes. He's going to get at least a half and whatever remains of injury time in this one as well.
How many times has James Forrest lit the fuse on a European night? And can he have that sort of impact here off the bench, replacing Leo Labada, who's got his face buried inside his top at the moment, upset that his European night is over. So that's us almost at 42 minutes. There'll be a chunk of stoppage time to be bolted on to the first 45. The disconsolate Abada.
Big challenge.
Heads down the tunnel.
James Forrest, big challenge. He's got to be doing the ugly side of the game, pressing high up the pitch, what Abada's done with Kyogo, with Juranovic. They've all done it together, that little triangle. They've worked superbly well at pressing. Can James give that to the team?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that the other change you maybe could have used, they could have used Turnbull that little bit higher as a 10 and played Habzivanovic out here, because Turnbull's such a goal threat as well.
Taylor finding a pass down the left-hand side, looking for Maida, didn't find him. It was just kept out. Simicon looking to get forward. That's what he does. He's on the halfway line, but Matt O'Reilly with a challenge, which is received with a blast of the referee's whistle. It's going to be a free kick for Leipzig, and we've got too much more than 2 minutes of the regulation first 45. There will be a bit more to be played. Are Celtic going to rue those missed opportunities in the first half, or are they going to come back for more? Gvardiol in possession, the Croatian. Back with Blazvik, almost up on the halfway line, the Leipzig goalkeeper. The ball in the air, and it's knocked down for Haidara. Simicon alongside, looking to end the first half with a flourish, the German team. Back again with Simicon down that side. Orban is forward as well, back with Haidara, central midfield, across to the left, and David Raum. James Forrest looks to stay with them as he makes a move and lays the ball off to Nkunku. Haidara again, Timo Werner, 40 yards from goal. Lots of passes. Silva looks to clip it through, Jensen the way, and no way past him. But Kyogo with the layoff gives the ball away. Haidara to Werner. Raum on the overlap, heading for the byline, clips it up and misses out on the two black shirts in the box.
It's a big opportunity, you know, final ball, not good enough from them this time, but it was a big opportunity.
Taylor again does really well in a pressure situation to play the ball out of Soboslai on the far side, win the Celtic throw, just calm things down.
We said how important it is your striker takes the ball, and it's the first time Kyogo's gave the ball away, and all of a sudden Celtic were open, and it was an opportunity for them.
Here come Leipzig as the first half comes to a close. Could be an opportunity here for Nkunku. Great save, Joe Hart. He got his right boot in the way of that goal-bound effort, angled in from Nkunku. Great save by the former England keeper.
A magnificent save again. Hatate giving the ball away. He's looking ever so tired. Every now and again he looks absolutely goosed. He's got nothing left, and all of a sudden 5 minutes later has a sprint.
Well, the two central midfield players have went to ground.
And 2 minutes being added. Here comes the Leipzig corner kick inside stoppage time. What a chance they had, and it was Willie Orban with a free header 10 yards out, and he couldn't hit the target. Over the top it goes, much to Celtic's relief.
I think there's something they've looked at, Rob, because Juranovic is at the front post in this front area, and Greg Taylor when the ball's on the opposite side, and it's Willie Orban's got across both of them, and that's who he's ended up against. It's something they've got to be very, very careful, because you don't want to do all this good work and get done with a stationary set play.
That would have been one major sucker punch.
Oh, massive.
Had that gone in for Orban.
Big chance for them.
And it's a warning to Celtic as if they need it, that if you switch off for a minute at this level, you're going to get stung.
Absolutely.
The ball is on the left-hand side with Maeda jinking in the pitch. Now O'Reilly back out wide with Taylor. Thought about the cross, keeps possession. Back to Matt O'Reilly, who guides it further back still to Moritz Jens halfway line. Square to Carter Vickers, hugging the touchline. James Forrest gets the ball. Finds Hatate with his pass, loose though from him as he tried to pick out Juranovic. Needs to be more precise, but possession coughed back to Celtic by Leipzig. In the final moments of the first half, Carter Vickers, halfway line. Jens has Soboslai for company. Back it goes to Joe Hart, who made that big save late on in the first 45, which is now at an end. It was an important save from the goalkeeper, getting his right boot in the way of an angled effort from Nkunku from the corner kick. Celtic were fortunate that Willie Orban headed over rather than into the back of their net. It would have been a big sucker punch, because Celtic have had big chances in this first half to go in front and kickstart their Champions League challenge. A trio of headers, and all three could have done better. Maeda, Jens, Kyogo could all, maybe should all, have been scoring. And then that amazing moment when, in the space of a couple of seconds, Celtic twice hit the frame of the goal. They're up against top quality opposition here tonight, but Celtic have done really well so far, and they'll be disappointed halfway through that they don't have some sort of advantage. Celtic 0, RB Leipzig 0.
Celtic in the Champions League.
Live on Sports Sound from BBC Radio Scotland.
Celtic score!
The European teams, they just show their quality. It's that next level.
What a goal from a class team!
It's a massive learning curve.
Yet again, it's not enough.
Following Scotland's teams in Europe.
Are they capable of winning?
Jota for the equaliser, is there!
Celtic and Rangers in the Champions League.
Chance! McGregor, a brilliant save!
And Heart of Midlothian in the Europa Conference League.
Shankland is stepping up high and into the top right corner!
Continuing with Rangers versus Liverpool.
Sports Sound.
Tomorrow from 6 on digital radio.
Online at BBC Sports Scotland.
Or ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Scotland Extra.
Wow, it has been action-packed, that's for sure. 0-0. Though after 45 minutes, Dundee United leading Hibernian by 1-0 at half-time, as is BH, who got his first goal for the club against Aberdeen, got a second against Hibernian. It's been pretty fiery towards the end of the first half, I gather, but it is a 1-0 lead for United. And Scotland, 0-0 against the Republic of Ireland. I think that has just reached 0-0 at half-time. Yeah, half-time at Hampden Park, but Scots missed a penalty. Caroline Weir's effort saved. They've also had a few very, very close shaves. We'll get Ailey to give us a full roundup of the opening 45 minutes. But it's all kind of gone into sharp focus because Switzerland did get the win they needed. Iceland, had they won, would have meant that they would have been guaranteed to go straight through the World Cup as well. They lost, but the fact that Portugal went on to win by 4-1 increases the pressure on Scotland. Essentially, if I'm right, Ireland, a win of any description, sees them go through directly to the World Cup. Scotland need to win by 3 goals, as far as I can see, to qualify automatically for the World Cup finals. Otherwise they will, if they win the game, go into the Intercontinental playoff. Look, more on that to come. Let's reflect on the opening 45 minutes here. We'll give Peter and John just a little bit time to gather their thoughts. Tom English also with us, his thoughts online at bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland. Well, they've just got to improve everything that was said during the discussion beforehand, Tom. Lots of good, strong attacking play, not taking their chances.
Yeah, it's the old bugbear
that's troubled them in the competition so far, and it's writ large over this game again. Right from the first minute, Maeda, difficult enough chance, but a chance. Then the two off the woodwork. One of them should go in, and the Kyogo is the one, to be honest, is the big one. I mean, it's brilliant play from Max Ivanovic, and Kyogo has to score. He just has to score. It's a Champions League game. You're one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You're in space. You got to put it away, and he doesn't. And this is haunting Celtic. It's really haunting Celtic. They're playing excellently. The concerns I had about no defensive midfielder in the team, they're lessened because everyone is working so hard. There's a two, and then there's a three ahead of them. The three ahead of them are coming back and making a five, and everyone is really working so hard to shut down the space. So, we can see Leipzig's quality. They've had some good chances as well. Nkunku, fine save from Joe Hart. They're always going to make chances, but Celtic have had brilliant chances in the game, absolutely brilliant chances in the game, and they're just keeping Leipzig in it. And we've seen this before. We saw it last week. We're seeing it again now. It's history repeating. It's really weird. Brilliant atmosphere here. Excellent Celtic performance, but no damn goal to back it up.
Yeah, 2 minutes in, kind of set the seal, didn't it? With the cross in, lovely cross from Abada. Maeda is 6 yards out, and he kind of misjudges the flight of the ball almost. He gets in front of it, and it's a very tame attempt, but he's 6 yards out. He's got to score.
Yeah, he gets into a great position. The ball seemed we haven't seen a replay, but it seemed to be behind him a little bit.
I think he's just misread it. He's gone too early almost.
Yeah. I mean, what an opportunity, because the stadium is still electrified from the whole preamble, and if that one goes in, this place just goes into orbit, but it doesn't, and they have more chances and they don't go in. And it's, Celtic they're not going to get demoralised by this. We've seen this before. They're going to keep going, keep playing, hopefully score. But the longer it goes on, the old maxim, the longer it goes on, the more vulnerable they might get to a sucker punch. Celtic have done so much right. But it's that extra bit of finding the net, and it's actually a little bit painful. It's two off the woodwork. I mean, people around us, you can look at them and you can just see the angst on their face, and it's like kind of going, here we go again.
Yeah, I think the next, so the O'Reilly shot, so it's a lovely shot, and actually he's very unlucky. It comes back off the post, and Greg Taylor he was alert enough, I suppose, because he gets to it, but he just doesn't set himself properly. It's quite tame, actually, the way that he diverts it back towards goal. It might have been that was all he was able to do in the circumstances, given the ball flashing back towards him. But had he been a bit more decisive with a strike, he may have scored there. And then Kyogo. We talked about Kyogo, the fact that he's not been scoring goals. I wonder, actually, had he scored it, if it might have been ruled out for offside. It was very, very tight.
Was it?
Okay. VAR may well have ruled that out. Maybe not. But he's got to put that in the net.
He's got to score it. He's got to score it and then let VAR do its thing. If it's got to do its thing, he's got to put it away. And the fact now Celtic have gone in there, they know they've created chances. They'll be feeling good about the game in general because they're creating chances. They're finding space, but they don't have the lead. And Leipzig will be feeling pretty okay as well because they've survived a couple of scares. They've created a couple of chances themselves. I'll tell you what it is. It's a terrific game of football. It's very, very entertaining here, and it played in a real cauldron. It's terrific fun.
Yeah, chances at both ends, particularly for Celtic. One or two scary moments for the home side, but goalless it is. Celtic 0, Leipzig 0. In the Premiership, it's Dundee United 1, Hibernian 0. Behich with a goal in the 11th minute. Celtic Hearts in League One are 1-0 up against Queen of the South. Michael Tidser. That's now 10 minutes into the second half. Michael Tidser with a goal in 34. And the two matches in League Two, Bonnie Rig Rose 1 and an Athletic 0. Hunter midway through the first half. It's Elgin City 0, Albion Rovers 0. Elgin on a great run right now, but being held 0-0 by Albion Rovers, who themselves picked up that first home league win in ages at the weekend. So 0-0 it is in that one. Elsewhere in the Champions League, Dinamo Zagreb 1, Salzburg 1, Milan 0, Chelsea 2. Chelsea very much in command in that game. The goals from Jorginho and Aubameyang. Elsewhere, it is Dortmund 1, Sevilla 1, PSG 1, Benfica 0, Shakhtar 0, Real Madrid 0, and of course Celtic 0, Leipzig 0, and Scotland 0, Ireland 0 in the Women's World Cup playoff. Ailey Davis at Hampden. It's actually pretty remarkable it is goalless.
Yeah, it is. My goodness, it's been full of drama, this one, but at the moment it's finally poised. It's Scotland 0, Ireland 0. The visitors with the early pressure in this one. Heather Payne with a shot from distance, but that's straight into the arms of Lee Gibson. But then on the 12th minute, Scotland awarded a penalty after Niamh Fahey handled the ball in the box and onto the bar. Caroline Weir stepping up for that spot kick, but not her best effort. It was saved by the Ireland keeper Courtney Bronson, and the ball parried away in the end. Just a short time later, Scotland with another penalty claim after Martha Thomas collided with Bronson and an Ireland defender, but nothing given. Then a huge throw in from Megan Campbell, the ball going straight into the net. Didn't take a touch from any other player, so thankfully for Scotland, no goal given. Ireland really should have been 1-0 up in 40 minutes. A lovely ball whipped in from the left, and Anya O'Gorman with a header from 10 yards, but straight over the bar. And just ahead of the half-time whistle, incredible defending from Scotland. A ball cleared off the line twice by Sophie Howard, and then a save by Lee Gibson to deny the Irish a big sigh of relief here at Hampden. So as things stand then, the other two games important tonight have now finished. The situation is that Scotland, unless they win by 3 goals or more tonight, a victory will mean they will be heading to the Intercontinental Playoffs in New Zealand in February. So at half-time it's Scotland 0, Ireland 0.
Yeah, it's looking very much like that, unless they can suddenly get the goals. But how frustrating for Caroline Weir, and hugely disappointing to have missed the penalty, or to have it saved at least. But wow, Ireland have come close. There was that incredible, the throw in, it was straight in, and actually real composure by one of the defenders. Didn't catch which one it was. It was Sophie Howard, yeah, who ducked, realising it was going in, realising there hadn't been a touch, but to have the bravery to do that. And then there's just that crazy scramble. Anyway, 0-0 it is. 0-0 at half-time. So a nerve-wracking evening ahead at the National Stadium. Dundee United are still leading by 1-0 in the Premiership against Hibernian. If you want to hear live commentary of that, you'll get it online at bbc.co.uk/sportscotland. They've started the second half in that one. Shortly we'll be starting the second half, Celtic Park, where it is goalless between Celtic and Leipzig. In terms of a spectacle, John Collins, you cannot dispute that it has been eye-catching. Just frustrating that Celtic haven't been able to get that goal.
In all honesty, it's been a high-quality game of football. I thought Leipzig started for 20 minutes, they were very good. They had control of the game, they were stretching Celtic. Celtic looking a little bit anxious, maybe giving the ball away, and then all of a sudden, in about 20-25 minutes, Celtic had a phasey play when they'd put 20 passes and a shot at the end. It just seemed to lift them and give them confidence, and they came alive. And from about the 25th minute onwards, I thought Celtic were by far the better team, playing good football and creating chances. And the only thing, as we've talked about many times, just not finishing off, putting in the back of the net. But so many positives from Celtic. From a pressing point of view, Kyogo, unbelievable what he gives to this Celtic team. Okay, he's a number 9, he's meant to score goals, but my goodness, does he give defenders a hard time. And number 6, he's sitting midfielder, gets the ball, he thinks he's cruising, going to play a forward pass, who's coming from behind, nipping it off him? Kyogo. Absolute joy to watch.
Yeah, a joy to watch, but frustrating right now, just in terms of the inability, Peter, for Celtic to put the ball in the net.
Absolutely, Richard, and we spoke about it long and hard before the game. We've said about it all season in the European games. That's been a big problem. On the other side, it's taken very good defending from Celtic, because RB Leipzig got a couple of opportunities and Celtic have defended it really well. Greg Taylor at the back post, Maurice Jens, Carter Vickers, all getting big blocks in. Where they've taken good defending, Celtic's just been bad misses. You know, that's the difference. And at this level, we keep talking about it. These are the moments you get punished. And it's kept Leipzig in it, in the respect of, because they're confident enough they're saying, well, we'll give up 4 or 5 really good chances. And for by the ones they had, they talk about Kyogo. Kyogo was in a couple of fantastic positions, and the ball wasn't good enough in the final third. So even at that, even considering all the chances they had, there was also other opportunities that was there to score. So they'll be really, really disappointed. But yet again, it's 0-0, and I hope we're not speaking at the end of the game about the chances missed. And we say we're going to talk about in the second half about chances it's been taken, and Celtic get the victory. On the first half performance, have deserved that, but they've also had to defend very, very well at important times.
Here's a scoreline to raise a few eyebrows. Shakhtar 1, Real Madrid 0. Zubkov has scored in the first minute of the second half. Alexander Zubkov with the opening goal in that one. Keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye clearly on Scotland against Ireland and Dundee United against Hibernian. I'll give you all the full-time scores once we get to the end of all the matches that are taking place across the SPFL. But as you can hear in the background, the players back out for the second half. It has been incident-packed, but not goal-laden. Celtic 0, Leipzig 0. Back to Peter and John and Rob McLean.
Cheers, Richard. That could be bad news for Celtic if
that's you don't want, Rob. Yeah,
no, Shakhtar ahead against Real Madrid, and of course Shakhtar here in 2 weeks' time. But Celtic can only concentrate on what's in front of them at the moment. Disappointed they've got to be with the chances that have come and gone. They'll hope that there are more to come for them, and they'll hope that they can defend as well as they've done so far as well. Just about ready to go in the second half. Just the one change made so far, injury to Leo Labada. James Forrest the replacement, and Christopher Nkunku gets us underway. Second half goalless, and Leipzig got to be feeling fortunate that this game is still goalless. Simicon making a move down the right hand side and throws himself to the ground after a little brush, no more than that, with Greg Taylor. The referee pretty unimpressed, and Taylor to take the throw.
You can see exactly why Maida plays the role really well. He chases all the way back to give Greg Taylor that 2v1 situation, and that means a hell of a lot at this level, because you can't be left 1-on-1 against top quality players.
That's why he's in the team.
Absolutely.
That's why the manager 100%. Picks him.
Yeah, gets through a fair old mileage, Maeda. Missed a really big chance at the start of the game.
But Rob, I keep saying about, see if the work rate he's got and the effort he's got, see if he scored all the chances he's got, he wouldn't be here.
True, true. Back from Simicon to Blasvik, the goalkeeper. Hasn't had a big save to make, but he's 3 times seen headers miss the target from close in, and twice he's seen the ball rattle back off the frame of the goal. That's how close Celtic have been to going in front, but they need to keep on believing, keep the faith, because there's no doubt they have the ability, and they've shown it so many times in the game, to unsettle Leipzig. Schlager in possession, and Gvardiol alongside. Hugely impressive young Croatian. Out to Orbanu, that header opportunity late first half from the corner kick, which he couldn't take. Andre Silva with a pass inside, which Carter Vickers watches closely. He had Christopher Nkunku on his shoulder as he slipped the ball back to Joe Hart for the goalkeeper to clear. On halfway, Haidara and Schlager, the 2 central midfield players for Leipzig. They look to keep things tight and let the players in front create. Left hand side now, Raum into the middle. Werner tried to flick it towards Silva, cleared by Jens. Greg Taylor turning away from Soboslai. Difficult pass for Hatate. He's caught on the ball, and it slipped through to Andre Silva, right side of the penalty box, squeezed across goal, cleared by Carter Vickers. Straight back into the middle from Silva, and sliced behind by the Celtic captain. Corner kick coming up.
The two centre-backs have done very well there. Taylor's put probably Hatate, people are blaming Hatate, but I think Greg should have looked forward with the pass because he knows he's going to be pressed that area of the pitch. He's back to the game. His body position was never right to receive it, and that's what these players, they just steal it off you.
Yeah, it should have went long. It should have went to the striker's feet.
Absolutely.
Dominic Soboslai with the corner kick, right hand side, out swinger, headed away only as far as Haidara. 25-yard shot blocked by, you've guessed it, Greg Taylor, coming out to get right on top of him. Still in possession, Leipzig. Raum into the middle, deflected. Haidara, central, plays it wide. Soboslai cuts inside, onto the left foot, the Hungarian, squares it to Timo Werner, looking for the shot at goal, but the hooped curtain didn't open, but it does now as it slipped through to Orban. What a save from Joe Hart. That's, well, he missed a big chance late first half with a header, that time in on goal. Great goalkeeping. Hart spread himself in front of the Hungarian defender.
That's second magnificent save of the night.
Absolutely. Brilliant pass, just cut everybody open, you know, right between them, right in. But Joe Hart showed his quality again. I know people questioned him obviously about the error he made last week. That's the way the manager wants him to take the opportunities to pass out. But his goalkeeping was fantastic.
And Joe Hart's been a brilliant signing for Celtic.
Absolutely.
And I think Ange Postecoglou made the point that he's got us out of jail a lot more often than he's put us in it.
Absolutely.
Jens to Maeda, left hand side for Celtic, just 10 yards inside the Leipzig half. We are 4.5 minutes after the restart on BBC Radio Scotland. The big match at Celtic Park, match day 4. Celtic looking to add to the point they have so far. And they could have been well on their way to all 3 by now. Hatate down the middle to Kyogo. Forrest out wide, wants it, gets it. On the deck now to the byline for Kyogo. Turned across goal, deflected behind. Celtic have a corner, and the volume is pumped up. Corner kick right hand side for Celtic.
This is where I think Mattarelli should be taking them, because he's got such good quality. I know they're doing the outswinger, but Mattarelli could put it right under the bar, and it gives you an opportunity.
In comes the corner from Haksabanovic. Outswinger on the end of it. Carter Vickers under pressure, couldn't really get a goal-bound header on it, just looped it, kept it alive. But Leipzig play the ball forward to Andres Silva. Down he goes and stays down. Really not much of a challenge at all from Matt O'Reilly, which is punished with a free kick.
It's a really poor decision. He's won the ball clearly, and I just can't understand what the referee's given it for. The players went down as if Matt stood on his toe. But you've got to compete. You've still got to compete at the level.
One or two strange decisions from the Turkish referee so far. That one joins the club. Celtic delivering a top performance tonight. Can they get the result? Down the line for Leipzig to Simicon, late Kyogo on Orban.
He's just a breath of fresh air, Kyogo, isn't he?
Well, you just wouldn't like playing against him. He's putting you under pressure. Orban's done really well because he's given it all, left his body there so he could get a free kick because he knew he was under pressure.
If they didn't know much about him before these games, they know plenty about Kyogo now, that's for sure. Free kick taken by Orban, swings it across the left-hand side. Nodded down by Raum to Werner, the two German internationals. O'Reilly, though, gets on the ball for Celtic. Kyogo flights it towards Haksabanovic, but it never really looked like hitting its target. But Celtic can win it back with Taylor on the halfway line. Simicon intercepting for Leipzig. The lanky fullback is on the move, plays it one side of Jens, goes round the other, back goes Daisen Maeda. That is brilliant backtracking from him. That's what he does, and he did that brilliantly. Now Jens under pressure, close to the corner flag, and whips it away and out in the end.
That's what wins your matches, every single player sprinting back, working their socks off on each other.
Absolutely. Listen, that's the one thing the manager's got. He's got the team. The first reaction, Kyogo gave the ball away 2 seconds ago. He just reacted to going and getting it back again, and that's what you have to do.
It's the work ethic that Ange Postecoglou demands. Orban for Leipzig in possession on halfway. Back it goes to his central defensive partner Gvardiol.
I think that's what we talk about, Rob. You hear the fans getting up a little bit now. They're doing that because they can see Leipzig are getting a wee bit of control and they're trying to help the team through this period.
Long ball from Orban, bullet header from Carter Vickers. Haidara onto it in the midfield, but he throws his arms out wide and he says, where was my pass forward? Back it goes, and across the back line, Schlager pops up on the left-hand side, the Austrian international. Now with Haidara again, down the middle for Timo Werner. Good challenge, not punished this time by Matt O'Reilly. Won it fair and square. Here goes Celtic on the attack with Forrest. Slips it down the side. Haksabanovic back in for James Forrest, right side of the box. Spins, plays it back. Hatate's shot blocked. Now the counter-attack. The ball does not dwell in the middle for too long in this match. From one end towards the other. And Leipzig on the move with Andre Silva. Turns back inside. Really good work from Hatate, combining with Matt O'Reilly to relieve Leipzig of possession. Matt O'Reilly to Greg Taylor on halfway. In goes Simicon. The ball goes out. Celtic have the throw.
Yeah, again, but they've done excellently well get down the side with Forrest and Kyogo. Kyogo, I believe, instead of cutting it back, he's just got to put it across the goal because Maeda's right at the back post on his own. And that is the difference. They keep doing these cutbacks, and good players are expecting that now. Sometimes you've got to fire it across, and as I say, Maeda was at the back post himself, and that was another big opportunity.
And there have been plenty of those for Celtic in this match. Just about 10 minutes into the second half. Celtic nil, RB Leipzig nil. BBC Radio Scotland with the Champions League crunch match here. Essential viewing, essential listening. Taylor with the throw-in, aiming at Haksabanovic, works it on towards Maeda. Just couldn't quite keep it in on the move down the left side. Out for the throw-in for Leipzig. And Mohamed Simicon to take this. Back from Haidara. Lofted forward by the fullback. Under it all the way was Jens. Well, down goes Greg Taylor, holding his face after an aerial tussle with Soboslai. Free kick Celtic. Taylor back up. Jens to Carter Vickers. No McGregor, no Jota, but Celtic delivering a top-level performance tonight. Can they get the reward thereafter? Back it goes, Hatate to Hart, left foot. Gets it deep into the Leipzig half, in behind Orban. Great work again from Daisen Maeda, bundling over the central defender, winning the ball in the process. Or has he given the free kick? Looked like it was, or he's given the throw-in to Leipzig.
Once again, it's Maeda chasing a lost cause. It's a poor ball up the line. Does he just stop and admire it? No, he chases it and tries to make something of it. Look what he gets his team up the park.
I thought it was a free kick to Leipzig, but if he's given a throw-in, it's Celtic's ball.
Yeah. I think it was a sort of multiple choice question for the referee there.
Absolutely.
It was a pretty aimless long ball, but Maeda actually turned it into a pretty decent ball because
that's what he does.
Ploughing after it.
That's what honest players do.
On the halfway line, Cameron Carter-Vickers winning challenge after challenge against Andre Silva. Taylor flicks it inside, looking for Maeda. It goes astray. Orban back to the goalkeeper. Blasved panics, just launches it up in the air, bouncing out of play for a Celtic throw-in. Marco Rosa, the coach, is going bananas down there on the touchline as his team look pretty spooked at times by what Celtic are throwing at them.
The fans just have got to relax a little bit. They're giving him Maeda a little bit because he's gave the ball away the last couple of times, but his work ethic for the team is incredible, you know, and we know these quality at times lets him down, but they've just got to keep with the team. It's so important.
Leipzig in possession. Timo Werner back to Schlager. Right on halfway, Gvardiol. Celtic pressing. Schlager darts inside, plays a ball down the middle, defended by Jens. Celtic win it back. Hatate knocked over. Surely that's a free kick. Yes. Well, the ball's going to end up in the back of the net. Timo Werner puts it there, but the whistle had long gone.
He must have knew he was offside, and that's why he scored.
Maybe when you've missed so many with Chelsea, just feeling the ball hitting the back of the net is good. He's got some scoring record over the piece, though.
Oh, incredible. 101 goals for, is it?
Yeah, 101 goals for Leipzig, and he's got a great strike rate for Germany as well, 24 and 55.
Oh, definitely.
On the ball for Celtic, Moritz Jens. Lead off by Hatate. It was a pressure situation from Matt O'Reilly, and when it played back to Hatate, he's lost it, and this could be dangerous. It's 4 against 3. It slipped to Szoboszlai on the right side of the box, and he slipped, lost his footing, chance gone. That was really dangerous.
Really poor choice of pass from Jens. He got two opportunities. It went in and came back to him. It should never have went back in central again. He's got to go wider.
Mind you, played a great pass there to O'Reilly. Haksabanovic to Forrest, right hand side. Wow, you just wondered where that cross was going. It was a poor cross from James Forrest, but for a moment the goalkeeper was scrambling, and you just thought it might catch in the far corner, but it's gone wide of target and behind for the goal kick.
But just not to give up these silly chances. John spoke about Moritz gave the ball in. The first pass was correct. Then when it came back again, then the next one has to go beyond that, because you're just creating pressure for yourself out of nothing.
This is pulsating football, and you don't want to be switching off for a second.
Brilliant.
Great ball winning from Juranovic against Nkunku, but they keep it alive to Leipzig, across to Werner, and he got a better touch, could have been scoring, but the bad touch allowed Carter Vickers to get across and send it behind for the corner.
Again, good defending from Juranovic as well. First getting back, tucking in. Real important interception.
That was massive, because if you turned there, it was a slide rule pass down the side of the centre back, and you're not going to catch Werner there.
It's a corner kick for RB Leipzig, left hand side, 0-0, 1 hour played. David Raum swings it in, outswinger, really important header from Carter Vickers, not completely cleared yet. Celtic eventually do force it out of the penalty box, and Werner's header sends the ball out for a Celtic throw-in.
The game's got a little bit scrappy, and that's when you've got to be in control now, because we talk about their pace up front, and if you turn the ball over with your sloppy passing, that's when they come alive. You can see their eyes light up. That front three there is ready to pounce on you. And as you say, talk about Juranovic, John was saying it came really in really well. A good job he did.
Half an hour to settle this game. Still delicately poised at 0-0. Shakhtar scoring early on, second half in Warsaw against Real Madrid in the other group game. Over the top of Taylor for Szoboszlai, no flag, and when the ball is played in on the half volley, cleared by Carter Vickers, only as far as Werner, his shot blocked by the onrushing Taylor. Great defending from Celtic, again getting their bodies on the line, but living dangerously here at the moment. In the middle of the pitch, Schlager for Leipzig, back out wide with Raum, down the side to Timo Werner. Juranovic gets close, back again with the fullback. Raum, Schlager, and Celtic forcing Leipzig back to the halfway line. Gvardiol in possession for them.
They've got to dig in now, and they've got to concentrate. This is the biggest thing now. It's not about how you're playing, it's the concentration levels. Don't make silly mistakes when you're getting a little bit tired. Be brave. Be brave.
It's that stage of the game where tired legs, gaps start appearing.
Absolutely.
Players think, oh, I'll just stand rather than get that extra yard to cover your teammate, cover the gaps. Focused.
And not just physically tired, mentally tired as well. That's when mistakes can crop up, and it might be one of those that settles this. Maeda first time round the corner over the top of Simicon, intended for Taylor. Fullback recovers and rolls the ball inside to Orban to clear. Finding Szoboszlai right hand side over the top of Maeda. Linking up is Andre Silva. Sliding in, great challenge, Matt O'Reilly for Celtic to win possession back and get them out of a really dangerous situation.
That was a magnificently timed tackle. They had to get that right.
Haksabanovic attacking down the right-hand side, teaming up to stop him, were Schlager and Gvardio, but it's gone out. In fact, the throw has gone against Celtic. That looked as if it was going to be their ball. Kerdine.
Going to have a double substitution for Celtic. Yorgos Giakoumakis is getting stripped, so is David Turnbull. It's at least a double sub, and Celtic not afraid to make the changes early.
Giakoumakis, the match winner in Perth at the weekend. Down goes Hatate at the edge of the penalty box as he tried to spin away for a shot at goal. Looked like his feet were taken from him. No free kick. Here's the counter-attack with Leipzig on the move. Soboslai and Andre Silva just outside the box, right hand side, fired in. Schlager tried to thread it through for Nkunku. He's got his head in his hands because he thought that was coming his way. Great defending to keep the pass out. Haidara to Soboslai, cuts it back. A bad touch from Nkunku lets the opportunity get away, and Hatate just drives it down the side, and Kyogo can get on the end of this, and he's bowled over by Orban, and that is a clear free kick.
I think interesting substitutes. I think Maeda will come off. Maybe Hatate, both look like their legs have gone.
Haksabanovic maybe. Yeah, well, Kyogo's asking the question, was there not a yellow card?
He could take any three off, I think. They're all looking tired, aren't they?
And that's the difference, I think. This is when you look at the guys that's missing. These guys are usually like a Maeda, it's usually come on, it can still fire you up and keep that pace up. Abada comes on, and they've not got that.
Yep.
They've not got that, and this is the only thing. Maybe the tempo will drop a little bit with the players are bringing on, and I'm not sure that's what Celtic need at this moment in time.
Kyogo will go wide. He'll come over here on the wide left.
A little bit of disarray at the back for Leipzig. Blasvik waiting for the ball to come into the box, but it wasn't getting that far in. In the end, he panics and hammers the ball out of play. Here comes the changes, Kerdy.
Yeah, we did say it was at least a double substitution, and indeed Giakoumakis and Turnbull are coming on. It's Aaron Moy that are missed out, so the triple changes for Celtic. Hatate is coming off, Haksabanovic coming off, and just waiting for the third one.
I think it's Kyogo.
Yep, Kyogo.
Wow. I would never have taken Kyogo.
I think the biggest problem, Johnny, doesn't want to play him wide.
Wow.
I think that's the biggest thing. He knows there's still a problem on this side of the pitch.
It still looked like he had lots of legs and energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
It's maybe a bit early for Giakoumakis to be scoring. He's usually 95 minutes, judging by Perth at the weekend.
For that again.
Yeah, can he be the man for Celtic off the bench? Down went Taylor, no free kick. Maeda keeps possession. O'Reilly swings in the cross. James Forrest trying to get on the end of it. Cleared out towards Werner. Back it goes to Raum. He hammers it downfield. Carter Vickers watches it closely. What a delicious touch on the ball that was as it dropped out of the Glasgow night sky.
Superb play, pulled out beautifully, composure. Most centre-halves just a cleared into the stand. What has he done? Kept possession.
I think he's defended excellently well as well. I think he's used the ball. His positional play has been excellent, and the ball's come in the box.
He's giving old school centre backs a bad name with a touch like that to kill the ball as it dropped.
Can't
over
remember
his shoulder.
Mike McCarthy doing that.
No. A throw in underneath us, close to halfway. From Taylor to Moy. Came off the head of Simicon, and Daisen Maeda skips away from Orban, and then just rushes into a left-footed cross on the half volley, which is way beyond everybody and out of play. That was such a big opportunity. It just needed composure.
I think that's just something he lacks, that little bit of finesse in the final third, the final cross, the final shot. If he had that, it'd be 20 million probably.
Absolutely, but you can see what he's trying to do. He sees Giakoumakis, it's right in the middle of the goal, and he's trying to put it in first time. And he done that last week, and they got a great chance for Kyogo. So you can see it's on his weaker foot. You would say that's the only thing you can give him. And out Cadworth.
67 minutes gone at Celtic Park. You're with BBC Radio Scotland. One of those action-packed Champions League nights. And incredibly, the game is still goalless. Raum for Leipzig. Finding Werner in the middle, he slips it down the left side of the box for Andre Silva, but it's watched all the way by the careful and concentrated Cameron Carter-Vickers, and he deals with any potential problem for Celtic.
Old school poor throw on 2 feet on the pitch.
Juranovic with the long throw up to halfway, looking for Giacomakis. Now it's David Turnbull racing through to put some pressure on Blasvik. Gets a decent clearance on it, the goalkeeper, to find Werner out on the left-hand side. Timo Werner cuts in, looks for the pass, looks for the penetration, laid off by Nkunku to Andre Silva. Now angled out towards Simakon. The fullback cuts in and then blazes a left footer over the top. What a chance for Leipzig.
Yeah, the game's opening up now.
Living dangerously there. Yeah, absolutely. You can't go to ground, as we say, but he's showed good feet, the big fullback. But his final shot, you know, you're thinking, thank God it's a fullback, not a striker.
We spoke about the basketball type match right at the start, and right at the moment it is very much resembling that sort of end-to-end action. Taylor's pass came off Moy. Maeda is onto it. He clips it towards the byline. Aaron Moy can get there with his left foot. Curl back in from Maeda. What a chance. He's about 8 yards out and he's side-footed it wide of target. It's another opportunity gone for Celtic.
Superb cutback from Moy. Looked like he wasn't going to get it. Just got there just in time. Beautiful ball in. Just past the post.
Yeah, Maeda's done a brilliant run, all the same, but he's played the ball down the side. He's not stood still. He's got free in the box. Yet again, that's a big opportunity. I think they've changed. I'm looking as Moy playing a little bit different now this year and leaving more Matt O'Reilly on his own. Moy playing a little bit higher. I'm just trying to see if there's been an adjustment because there seems to be a gap in there.
Andres Silva to Timo Werner. Now it's Leipzig on the attack. They're asking the question. Werner, left side of the box. Juranovic tries to stay in front of him. Raum supporting. Great ball in and a flashing header at the near post. And it was Nkunku who couldn't get enough contact on that. Had he done so, it would surely have been in the back of the net.
They're starting to look more and more threatening, aren't they, on the counter now?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I just thought Moy left the area. And then it gave the ball into Silva at edge, just off the strikers. He came into that area and then that started to move round the side, and Nkunku's movement was brilliant. To be fair to Jens, he kept with him and kept inside him. He was looking for a free kick, obviously, Nkunku, but
down goes Maeda. No free kick against Simakon. Soboslai keeps it alive on the touchline, right hand side. Simakon in. Nkunku on the turn. Great save. Joe Hart anticipated it and threw himself down to his right to make the save. It's another chance for the Chelsea bound Nkunku. Turnbull now, and Juranovic responding for Celtic. This game is so very quickly swinging one way and then the other. James Forrest with a crossball, missed by the goalkeeper, headed away by Simakon. Now it's Aaron Moy, flicks it towards Maeda. It's the fullback for Leipzig who gets it away again. Mistake by Juranovic, could have had it but lost it to Andre Silva. Now it's with Timo Werner. Juranovic gets back. Tiredness is evident in lots of the players out on the pitch, and really not too surprising.
I'm just concerned that the midfield looks empty now. And when you're tired, you've just got to keep that discipline. Turnbull's run away on, Moy's run away on, Forrest's away on, Maeda's away on, and it's leaving Matt O'Reilly very much isolated in the middle of the pitch. And you can see all their players are inside the game.
We're inside the 72nd minute. Celtic 0, RB Leipzig 0. Is there going to be a winner? Celtic have had so many chances in the game. That incredible escape for Leipzig first half when firstly O'Reilly, then Taylor hit the frame of the goal. But so many other chances as well for Celtic. 3 in the first half, the headers, and certainly chances second half as well. Good ball winning on the far side. Well, it seemed it by Giacomakis. The free kick is given in Leipzig's favour.
Celtic have got to get their shape back, get compact. As soon as you lose possession, the wide player have got to tuck in again. They're too open. Wide players are getting a little bit tired, a little bit lazy, and having their rest in the wider area instead of getting in and having your rest when you're tucked back in.
It's looking more like a 4-1-4-1 now, you know, because you made Moy and Turnbull seem advanced to Matt O'Reilly. And I think that's causing us a problem, because Turnbull doesn't recover.
Here's Werner. Slips it through, step over by Nkunku, out comes Joe Hart. Down he goes. Did he get a touch on the ball? He must have done, because Nkunku tumbled over the goalkeeper looking for a penalty.
That was close. That was very close.
It's very close, but you can see where the balls went to. That's the big thing. It says that Joe got a lot on the ball. You know, that's what it looks like to me.
It's a heart and mouth moment.
Get up. He just touched him.
Potential penalty check, it is saying on the big screen, as Szoboszlai waits to take the throw in. Scotland's women 0, Republic of Ireland 1 is a disappointing scoreline to hear. Changes, couple of changes coming for Leipzig. That check is over. No penalty, which was the referee's initial decision. Joe Hart did really well to get a touch on the ball. Simicon swings it in from the right side, headed away by Jens. Haidara to Schlager. Leipzig work it across the pitch, right to left. Timo Werner is there. 3 changes now coming, lining up on the touchline. Yusuf Poulsen is one of them. Emil Forsberg is another. But it's the Leipzig players on the pitch who are looking to create something. Andre Silva to the byline, turns the ball back, and Timo Werner scores for Leipzig with barely 15 minutes to go at Celtic Park. The home team have had so many opportunities, and it's the Germans who go in front.
There's the one thing we said, they just looked as if they've lost a little bit of that discipline and the shape that they had. There's too many people advanced to the ball, and Leipzig were getting a foothold, and sometimes that happens when you make a couple of substitutions, trying to make sure that players understand the role they're going on to play. So it's a great header, fantastic header. Unfortunately, Werner has scored the goal that we didn't want.
The last 10-15 minutes they've been looking strong. They've been getting stronger. We've been looking a little bit tired. Gaps have been opening up.
It's not bad substitutes they're bringing on all the same either. Leipzig.
Carrying those changes for Leipzig on the back of a goal which has silenced Celtic Park.
Yeah, just as you were saying, Robin, the quality evident on the bench there for Leipzig. Yusuf Poulsen, Emil Forsberg, Benjamin Henriks on for the last 15 minutes for Leipzig as they now try to protect a 1-goal lead here.
They don't have too many on the bench, only 8 substitutes, 3 of them teenagers, but certainly a couple of hugely experienced and quality players coming on in the form of Poulsen and Forsberg, and Henriks is a German international as well. So despite all the injuries they have going into this, it's a quality starting 11 and some decent subs to bring into play as well. Celtic have 14 minutes and counting to try to initially cancel out that Timo Werner goal.
It's going to be difficult now. You know, I just think, as I say, they've lost that balance they had. I think they were just trying to fix themselves out the way they were playing, and you just felt Leipzig were getting stronger and stronger, a couple of opportunities, and then obviously they punish you with the opportunity they've got, as we talked about before. Somebody's been bought for, I don't know, nearly £100 million the last 2 transfers.
It's the 7th goal of the season for Werner. It's number 102 for Leipzig, reacting sharply with his head when the ball was played in from the byline by Andre Silva. Time for Celtic to recover. Played out by Jens to Moy. Hooked forward for James Forrest. Raum heads it away. Gvardiol shrugs off the Forrest challenge, but it's well won by David Turnbull. He has it, right hand side, into the middle it goes. Giakoumakis was waiting. Cleared as far as Moy, in with the outside of the right boot. Headed up in the air, under pressure Leipzig, as Celtic look for a quick response. Taylor, O'Reilly, great hit! Parried away by Blasvik, the goalkeeper. Celtic look to keep them hemmed in, and they have the ball back. James Forrest, left-hand side. Header away by Orban. Onto it, Carter Vickers. Juranovic. O'Reilly, neat. Turnbull loses it. Schlager picks his pocket. Plays the ball forward to Forsberg. Gets it back from Timo Werner. Down the middle towards Carter Vickers against Nkunku. And a really well-timed challenge by the Celtic captain. It had to be. Sliding in, got the ball, fraught with danger.
Brilliant play with Carter Vickers, fantastic defending. But Matt Riley was so unlucky, he showed some great feet, great ball in for Greg Taylor into Matt. Matt showed quick feet, got the shot away, unfortunately straight at the goalkeeper.
Here's O'Reilly again, looking to dictate from the central midfield. Juranovic to Forrest in the wide position, running at Raum, then steps back. David Turnbull is there. Back with Forrest. Can he get a good delivery in? He does! And Celtic miss a massive chance to equalise. You were looking for the net to be rustling. Georgios Giacomakis has headed wide from just a couple of yards out, and he can't believe it.
I mean, that's superb play from James Forrest. He just knocked it to the byline. Great cross. He's got to be scoring. Certainly from here, he's got to be scoring.
Absolutely. He's looking as if he's saying he's been pulled or whatever. You know, he's looking for a penalty kick. He's saying to the referee. But it was great with Flores. Exactly what Giacomakis wants. He's got inside the defender. It's either fantastic defending or a really bad miss.
Substitution for Celtic coming off.
Alexandro Bernabé is coming off the bench for Celtic. The Argentinian fullback replacing Daisen Maeda late on. And Bernabé is clearly going to play that position.
I think it's important, Rob, because they get crosses in. It shows you the opportunities they got last week we spoke about. There's another opportunity now with good left feet with Taylor and Bernabé out here. And Giacomakis wants crosses, so it's a good substitution with the manager.
James Forrest on the attack, having delivered that cross moments ago for Giacomakis. It'll be interesting to see pictures later of that chance. It looked like a big opportunity for Celtic's number 7 to make it 1-1. It remains 1-0 Leipzig, and we're inside the last 10 minutes. And Marco Rose is going to make another change to his team as well, as they look to keep their advantage. Down the side from Turnbull for Forrest. Schlager gets there, but under pressure, puts the ball out. Celtic have the throw, and they take it quickly. Aaron Moy with Turnbull out on that side. James Forrest as well. It's good passing from O'Reilly. Aaron Moy is in, he cuts it back, and Giacomakis is denied by Willie Orban's last-ditch challenge.
I mean, it's been a superb response from Celtic since they conceded.
Fantastic, you know. Fantastic opportunities. They've played it really well. They've showed composure. O'Reilly's been at the heart of it.
Celtic showing a real hunger, a real desire to get some reward out of this game. Bernabé gets his first touch left-hand side, under pressure from Poulsen. Back with Jens. Bernabé again linking with Taylor, left-hand side. Fired infield again to Moritz Jens, alongside him Cameron Carter-Vickers. So many heroic performances tonight from Celtic, but they want to get something out of this game. David Turnbull, right-hand side, heads in field, looking to pick a pass, squares it to Taylor. Wider still is Bernabé. Taylor on the move. Bernabé jinks inside, squares it. Josip Juranovic, shot blocked. And always the danger of Leipzig breaking again, but Celtic get the ball back very quickly. Juranovic plays it wide to Forrest. Forrest against Raum. Now Raum got the tackle in on James Forrest, but James Forrest sliding back to try and keep possession of it. It slips out for the throw far side, and Leipzig, Kerdine will make another change.
Yeah, Abdou Diallo coming on for Haidara, and Ange Postecoglou doesn't normally give too much away, Rob, but when that Giakoumakis header went wide, when it looked easy for him to score, Postecoglou down on his haunches in absolute exasperation. I think he knew that had to go in.
Yeah, that reaction probably tells all about the quality of the opportunity. And this is a significant change because Haidara, midfielder, coming off, and Diallo, an extra defender going on as Leipzig look to stay in charge of the game. 1-0 they lead, 83 minutes gone. BBC Radio Scotland. Is Timo Werner's goal going to deliver all 3 points and give back-to-back victories for Leipzig against Celtic? Plenty of time for the scoreline to change. Diallo it is, who plays a ball in behind for the goal scorer. Werner steps back onto the right foot, rolls it inside, and Emil Forsberg plants a right footer in the top corner, and Leipzig are looking to end Celtic's Champions League dream, and a second half double from Werner, and now Forsberg appears to be doing just that.
There's the difference, eh? You get chances, half chances. First touch was brilliant, but the finish is magnificent. And you know, Forsberg and that, the quality they've got, they can do that. But then we told you that all the chances that Celtic have had, the opportunities they've had, it probably sums up the Champions League really for them. The frustration the manager showed, but all the opportunities they've had over the games. We spoke about it prior, the amount of efforts they've had in goal, but the amount of goals they've not scored. And that is crucial.
That's the story of the Champions League game so far. Celtic have created many chances, not taking them, and opponents at this level, the low averages, they create 3, they score 1.
It's a clinical display of finishing from RB Leipzig.
And it's exactly when Celtic had a big grip of the game again. You were looking for them to score because they'd been out the game when they conceded the first goal, but in that period there, they were the better side, and they looked as if there was an opportunity going to come, as it did for Giakoumakis.
How many chances? How many great chances tonight for Celtic? O'Reilly prompting. Giakoumakis is in, and it's just not going to go in the back of the net for Celtic tonight. He's denied again, having missed that great chance earlier on. Turnbull, and David Turnbull, shot from outside the penalty box, ends up rising over the crossbar. A night of massive frustration for Celtic.
Well, one thing this group of players is not going to do, and that's just roll over. I mean, their attitude is still terrific.
I just think that 5-minute period after the substitutions, that was crucial. I just think they couldn't get the shape right or the organisation right, and they looked a little bit vulnerable then. Whether that was just getting information on, or the change of shape, or if the shape, maybe the shape didn't change, the players just never went into position. And I thought Leipzig got a grip of the game then. They got the goal in that period, but great credit to Celtic. In that period straight after it, they got a grip again and had some fantastic chances.
Hugo Novoa, the Spanish under-21 international, is going to come off the bench next for RB Leipzig. As much about disrupting the game at this stage as anything else, as Marco Rosa has a word with the youngster, the 19-year-old, on the touchline, and the clock has ticked beyond 86 minutes now. And Celtic were hopeful at 1 down that they could do something about it. The degree of difficulty has risen sharply on the back of Forsberg's finish. The Swedish international showing Celtic how it's done at this level. 2 top-class finishes from Forsberg and Werner on a night in which Celtic have passed up so many gilt-edged chances. Poulsen works the 1-2 on the right-hand side. Good block by Bernabei, getting back at the expense of a corner kick.
Kerdine. RB Leipzig, coming off. It's number 18, Christopher.
Nuovo is hoping to get on at this stage. It's going to be Christopher Nkunku, I think, who's coming off. In fact, he's off already. doing a little lap of honour, a mini lap of honour on his way around the pitch. Corner kick for Leipzig, right-hand side. David Raum in with it, good delivery. Well defended by Celtic. Forrest at the edge of the box, works it further clear. Werner inside to Gvardiol. And now it is Schlager. Well, that second Leipzig goal has certainly killed the atmosphere inside Celtic Park. Hopes were still alive at that point. Schlager on the drive, on the charge, shrugging off a couple of tired-looking challenges, and he slips the ball through. And Leipzig look to do more damage. Werner to the byline, nips it back. Juranovic was there to get in the way of it. Still haven't got it completely clear. Diallo tries to force his way through. Greg Taylor with a clearance up to the isolated Giakoumakis on halfway, did really well to keep it alive for Moy. Now Forrest angling his one, slips it through towards Georgios Giakoumakis, gets away from the substitute and through to the goalkeeper. Another opportunity gone.
It was good play from Giakoumakis, holding it up, played it in. Forrest kept his run going, good run from Forrest, just the pass just a centimetre too hard.
The manager will be sick listening to it, but it's another very good performance, European performance. Just not been clinical enough. That's been the Champions League for them.
Yeah, they didn't want the plaudits tonight, they wanted the points.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's going to be 1 point, John, from 4 Champions League games and 2 to go. One of them's at the Bernabeu.
Yeah, it's, again, we've spoken about it so many times. This is top level. This is your elite level, playing against teams with quality players, quality benches. But Celtic have put on an excellent show once again. 4 games, 4 good performances. Okay, 1 point, but it's a learning process for them as well. It's a young team, just built the last 12 months, so they're only going to get better.
Inside 3 minutes of added time. At the end of the match, some of the Celtic fans slipping away, disappointed.
I think you can tell the way Rob, the supporters are reacting. They're supporting the team right to the death.
Yeah.
The ones that's here, you know, because they know it's been an impressive performance. Yet again, as I say, the chances missed. Everybody will be speaking about tomorrow again, unfortunately.
Well, you'd be disappointed with a couple of chances missed, but if you were counting them up tonight for Celtic, they'd almost get to double figures.
Absolutely, and that's the problem. And if you say that's about the clinical at this level, you miss chances, other teams will take them because they've got that quality, and that's what all the big bucks go for these players, because they are clinical. And then people ask, why did they play 100 million for them? There you see the reason.
It's another Champions League lesson for Celtic tonight. They're making great progress, but there's another step or two to be taken in terms of development, operating at this elite level. Abdou Diallo on loan from PSG, plays it across the pitch. That tells the story as well. I think the option to buy is around about 25 million euros. That's the type of player, that's the type of price tag, John, we're talking about here.
Well, financially they're on a different level from Celtic, but on the pitch they're not a different level. So that tells you that the good work has been done here at Celtic in the recruitment, first and foremost in the manager and in the players. The value for money Celtic have got from their buys is second to none in Europe, in my opinion.
Well, it's proven that, John. Every one of them, there's not very many. We talked about Ideguchi, he's probably the only one we've not seen much of. But the rest of the boys, you could never say, well, he's been a failure or he's not done well enough. There's not one you could turn around. I think Vickers and Jens have been excellent tonight. I thought the 2 fullbacks were excellent at the first half. Mattarelli be questioned about playing in that area. I thought brilliant tonight, you know, both in and out of possession, you know. So, and Celtic are coming without two top players being available for them, and this is a performance without them.
Yeah.
And that gives great belief to the players, even though you're losing the top players, that they can still perform at this level.
The ball goes out far side, and we're into the final moments of Champions League Matchday 4, and Group F is not looking good for Celtic. Just that solitary point, and they stay where they are at the foot of the group, and it's 6 points out of 6 against Celtic for RB Leipzig. Well, it's a top quality performance from Celtic tonight, but it's a painful outcome for them. Never could they have dreamed about creating so many good opportunities to score. 3 headers in the first half missed. Twice they hit the frame of the goal through Taylor after O'Reilly into the second half, and they kept creating and they kept missing those chances to go in front in the game, and the sucker punch was coming, and it came through Timo Werner. Andre Silva set him up, crossing from the byline for the German international to head past Joe Hart, and just as Celtic were trying to summon the resources they had left to throw a comeback, they scored again at Leipzig, and this time it was the sharpest of finishes off the bench from Emil Forsberg, side footing past Joe Hart, and that was that. The learning continues for Celtic at this level. So much to like about the way they played, but if you don't take your chances, you're not going to win these big matches, and Celtic are again counting the cost. Final scoreline here: Celtic 0, RB Leipzig 2.
Celtic in the Champions League.